The City of Meadville Firefighter Physical Agility Test will be broken into two sections. Both are timed, and the candidate must pass each section in order to move forward with the hiring process. Prior to beginning the physical agility testing, and after completing the second section of the testing process, the candidate will have their vitals, to include blood pressure, pulse, and oxygen saturations, assessed by a paramedic in charge of the rehabilitation station. The first section of the test is the 75-foot aerial ladder climb. The ladder will be fully extended with a bell at the 75-foot mark for the candidate to ring. The ladder will be set at a 60-degree angle determined by a protractor mounted at the base of the ladder. The candidate will wear a helmet with a chin strap, gloves, and a ladder belt during this portion of the test. The candidate will be secured into a safety system while on the ladder. The candidate will start at the pedestal on the base of the ladder and ascend to the bell, ring the bell, and descend the ladder. This is a timed evolution with a maximum time limit of 3 minutes. Candidates must complete this task in under the allotted time frame to move on to the second portion of the physical agility testing. Candidates will then have a cool-down period where they will remove their ladder belt and put on an air pack required for the second portion of the test. The second portion of the test will be completed wearing a helmet, air pack, and gloves. The air pack will not be on air, and a face piece will not be needed to be worn during this part of the evolution. The second section of the test will be a series of 7 skills that the candidate must complete in less than 6 minutes and 30 seconds. The candidate will be led through the stations by an experienced evaluator. If the candidate has not finished the course and has surpassed the 6 minute and 30 seconds allotted, the test will be stopped and the candidate will not pass the physical portion and will not be able to move forward within the hiring process. Station 1 is the equipment carry. Candidates will pick up and carry each item one at a time up a flight of stairs and place them in a marked area on the landing of the second floor. The candidate must hit every step on the way up and on the way down. The candidate must carry the 3 items and do so in order up the steps. The 3 items are a high-rise pack, 50 feet of 1 3/4 hose folded in a bundle, a set of irons to include a Halligan and a flat-headed axe secured together, and a 2.5-gallon filled water can extinguisher. Only 1 item may be carried up the stairs at a time. Each time the candidate ascends or descends the stairs, they must touch every stair. After the item has been placed in the area, they may descend the stairs for the next item. Once all items have been placed within the designated area, the candidate will move on to Station 2 of the physical agility testing. Candidates must walk from one station to the next and are not permitted to run. Station 2 is the sledgehammer. The candidate will use the provided sledgehammer to strike a tire 50 times. The sledgehammer must crest the shoulder in order for the swing to count. The evaluator will count the swings and keep the candidate informed of their progress throughout this evolution. Once completed, candidates will then walk to the next station. Station 3, the dummy drag. Candidates will drag the rescue dummy 25 feet from a line marked until the feet cross the threshold of the second line. Candidates are permitted to drag or carry the dummy. The dummy will have a rope that can be used as a drag sling. Once completed, the candidate will move on to Station 4, the equipment carry. The equipment carry is similar to Station 1 in that candidates will carry equipment from the second floor down to the first floor. They will retrieve each item from the designated area and place the item back in the designated area in which Station 1 started. Candidates will carry 1 item at a time, again hitting each stair as they ascend and descend. Candidates will carry the equipment in the same order in which they brought them up. First with the high-rise pack, followed by the set of irons, and lastly, by the water can extinguisher. Once the last item is placed in the designated area on the first floor, the candidate will then proceed to Station 5, the ladder raise and lower. The candidate will raise the 24-foot extension ladder one rung at a time until it is flat against the wall, and then will lower the ladder back to the ground. The candidate must remain in control of the ladder during both the raise and lowering process and place it back on the ground. Once complete, the candidate will then move on to Station 6, the saw carry. The saw carry will include the carrying of a demo saw and a vent saw. The candidate will take one saw off the table and place it on the floor. They will then pick up the second saw off the table and place it on the floor. The candidate will then pick up both saws and carry them out the back door around a cone 25 feet away and return towards the table. The candidate will place both saws on the ground and pick each one up individually, returning them to the table. No running is permitted during this station. Once completed, candidates will walk to the final station, Station 7, the charged hose line drag. Candidates must drag a charged 1 3/4 hose line 100 feet to the marked area and place the nozzle down past the 100-foot line. The time stops once this has been completed. The candidate will grab the 1 3/4 hose line with the nozzle attached and drag it out towards the front pad at the designated area. Candidates are permitted to run during this station if they so choose. Time stops once the nozzle crosses the 100-foot line on the front pad. We thank all candidates for coming out and applying for the Meadville Fire Department and taking the physical agility test. We wish all candidates the best of luck during this event. If you experience any physical ailments or start to experience a medical emergency during this event and do not feel that you are able to continue or is unsafe to do so, please notify your evaluator and they will conclude the test and we will get you the appropriate treatment as needed.